Mourinho.
Yeah.
How's he doing over in Italy these days?
Doing pretty well. I think he kind of repaired his reputation since Spurs. Damaged it so severely.
Yeah. Well, he damaged himself, let's be honest.
It's a team effort.
Yeah.
But he had a bad result this weekend.
Right.
Roma lost to their sworn enemies, Napoli.
Are they sworn enemies?
Yeah, I think it's their derby.
I think
Could
you're thinking of Lazio.
Oh, yeah.
The other light baby blue team.
Yeah. Well, they definitely don't like each other.
Well, look, they're top of the league and Mourinho's a winner. We know that. So
Yeah.
he doesn't want to lose to the top of the league.
Yeah, so I know when teams lose a big game, what would usually happen is you'd get in the locker room.
The hairdryer treatment.
The hairdryer treatment. Mourinho went for a different tact.
Yeah, well, he's in touch with the kids.
Yeah.
He knows how to hit them where they hurt.
Yeah. Oh, he was thinking, this is what I should have done to Pogba.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's thinking now, Jesse Lingard and Pogba would have got this if I thought of it sooner.
So what he did was he gathered the team up and forced them to take a team photo for the Roma Instagram of them all looking very sad and angry.
Well, he's made it rant.
Yeah.
He has his hand.
Takes a photo, he's saying.
Take 3 more.
It's worth going out of your way to look up. There are some amazing faces in it.
Yeah.
A combo of obviously disappointed over the result, anger with your teammates probably for letting you down, then also confusion at what's happening right now. And some of them are like kind of have a little smile just out of habit, I would say.
There's a few I'd say thinking, I wish I wasn't so short with this social media guy in times gone by. I mean, I could have just taken those photos and I could have just signed that ball. I could have just done that TikTok really quickly if I didn't want to, And now you look, I'm taking the photo and thinking, oh, great, he's going to tag me, isn't he? I'm going to tag both my accounts in this.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before. They're imposters.
I think to ask me, for my opinion, a little bit unfair.
But in between that, there was drinks.
Why are you talking rubbish?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast with Cathal and Will. Fuck.
We did it. We blew it.
It was a bit of a joke because we're like, we're going to jinx Evan Ferguson, But really, we don't do a lot of. We're not big into the research side of podcasting. We like the talking and the editing, even. But the research is really. If we had one other person who's good at research, I think we'd be the perfect podcast.
We'd be flying.
We'd be number one probably
easily.
It'd be us, then Joe Rogan, then the woman one.
Diary of a CEO as well. He's hot at the moment.
Is he? Yeah,
he's big at the moment.
Yeah. But look, Evan Ferguson did. He got done by Fabinho. Mad at the world. Mad that things weren't going his way. He said, "I'm going to strike down this young man. He used to be me." He saw himself in Ferguson, and he didn't like what he saw.
He stood on his ankle while he was moving.
It was like
a horrific tackle.
It was bad. No, yeah, it was really bad. And obviously there is bias because he was our great hope.
He's our boy.
Our boy.
Although I did see on that day, like 2 hours before,
that
apparently he's able to play for England. But I don't know how true that is.
He is. But I mean,
do you think Fabinho said, "I can't let this happen"?
On his Instagram, it says Brighton Irish.
We're good.
There's no.
And Declan Rice did say up there.
Declan Rice was made himself like water. He just took the form of a cup he was in. And he's. Have you ever seen him in interviews? He's very much. He's not a prickly character at all. He's very nice, very likable. Very malleable man. So I wouldn't compare the two. But look, he trudged off, kind of walked off, and that's everyone's like, oh well, maybe it's good to see him come off, walk off the pitch, and then later on you see him on crutches. Yeah. Which I mean.
Then you think he shouldn't have been walking anywhere. Why wasn't he on crutches immediately?
I'd say afterwards, I was, how you feel now? And he went, it's still a bit sore. Like, well, right, don't put any weight in this at all if you don't have to. So take the crutches. So it might not necessarily be that I can't put weight on it.
Yeah, it could be precaution.
But it didn't look good and did go off.
Horrific timing. Not just for Brighton, but us as fans of Ireland.
I tell you who's fucking relieved.
France.
Ibrahim Konate, who played himself into the France team famously during the World Cup. He's like, thank God.
Phew, I don't have to play him again.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be him and Adamita, but now it's just Adamita. I think I might be able to manage that with the help of Varane. No, he's not probably going to play in March, I'd say.
Did we jinx Adamita as well? I think we immediately jumped on his bandwagon, and then he got injured for the rest of the season. I haven't seen him since.
Well, we didn't start the bandwagon, right?
That's true. That was Premier Sport.
Premier Sport started the bandwagon. We just hopped on the end of it, and then it was over before we even got settled on the bandwagon. This one, we were trying to be cool about it, and we mentioned in one episode, and then just
Evan Ferguson dead.
or attack from behind. Oh God, from behind!
I can't actually believe
it's just what the last time that this happened was Harry Elliott.
Yeah,
there's been like an armistice from that. People, okay, calm down,
everyone relax.
Relax now.
We're going back to the way it was, where you can't be doing that anymore.
Everyone knows, but you can't attack from behind. It's a rule as old as time itself. You can't attack from behind, and it had kind of stopped for a long, long time, and then
because of VAR, because there was extra people going, we saw it.
yeah. Well,
but for some reason, this weekend, there's always a weekend like this. Feels like every few months we have an episode where there's like 4 or 5 insane tackles, or the opposite end, 4 or 5 insane nothing calls. This is one of those. But things get out of hand.
This thing people used to say was like, some of that happens in a game. The refs are looking at where's the ball's going to develop, or he looks away for a second, and then he hears a scream, a tackle, someone's down. It's like, oh fuck, I didn't quite see. I saw him lunge, but I didn't see the contact. It's like, it'd be hard to be referee, of course.
Yes.
The ball moves so fast, it'd be very hard.
Yeah.
If we could give them help, that's what
that
it
would
needs.
fix everything.
All these things that we see on TV, if someone else see on TV and tell them, it's like, what if me shouting at the TV could be heard?
Yeah.
But that was a bit boring.
Yeah.
Too many stoppages. Play the game. And the thing is, like, people who complain about, like us, I suppose, who complain about how do they not overturn that from yellow to red? How do they not ban for 3 games? How do they not respectfully, action taken? We're also people saying it's so bad when they score a goal.
Yeah, and you have to wait.
And they have to wait ages. And they said, oh, no goal. And then it's like, it's psychologically, it's really getting to the point now where VAR is just not going to work, is it?
No.
It's the day is coming closer where they're going to get rid of it.
I don't think they'll ever get rid of it, because I think they've spent too much money. It'd be so embarrassing to walk it back now.
I think it would be a huge step backwards.
For the game would never recover. Like, right, we're just going to play it like cavemen forever then.
Yeah.
And we can't fix it.
Yeah.
Enjoy. We're getting rid of goal line technology too.
Like, because they've tried everything. They've tried not showing the VAR on TV, not showing the VAR on TV so that we can see it, but you can't see it. Be like, but you still got it wrong, because I saw it the first time. It's just, it's like that one last week, the Arsenal one, where Zinchenko looked offside. Apparently VAR checked it before they played the replay. People like, scandal, it's rigged. Like, there's nothing works unless you get it right.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard, like the offsides where you think, oh, they're not using the angles right, or if it's a tackle, you think it's not, someone else thinks it's part of the game.
Yeah.
It's the stuff like this where it's like, definitely.
He tackled him in the ankle.
Definitely clear cut. It was, he lost the ball. He went, I'm going
to take him out. I'm annoyed.
I'd say he meant to get him on the calf, maybe.
Yeah, a trip maybe, rather than a stamp.
I think he just got it. He didn't realize how fast he was. Big Evan Ferguson. He thought, how fast is he going to be? Look at the size of him. And then he went to get him in the calf, and he was too far away, and he came down on the ankle. And because you could see his face, like, I fucked it.
Evan Ferguson went down like people say it when people dive. Evan Ferguson literally went down like he'd been shot. Like, it looked so painful.
His ankle bent the wrong way,
and he went up in the air. He like bounced from the stamp. It like ricocheted him into the air. It was insane.
It's like if you can imagine your Achilles tendon being elastic band and 2 footing out an Achilles tendon and seeing how it bends. Studs. And then, imagine how painful it'd be.
Yeah.
It was really tough to watch. Again, because we've vested interest in it.
Yeah.
But that's the one that people get mad about. Because the ones that are black and white, it's like, okay, that is tough. Even on TV. Because there's some you watch like 3 or 4 replays and you go, I'm not sure. Or you go, no, he definitely got the ball.
Or like the offside ones, you're like, well, I don't know how the technology works really.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how these lines really work. I have a rough idea.
Yeah.
But this is like, no, I can see.
You can watch the VAR 3 replays and think he's off. And then you see the 4th one and you go, oh, actually, that changes everything now. I'm not sure now. Because it's not even definite. You go, well, now I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You think, I hate to be doing this for a job. I think honestly, if they were to get them like, right sometimes, wrong sometimes, like, well, look, what you want to do?
Yeah,
like, there's 3 of us in the room here, none of us can agree.
Yeah.
But that one.
There's no excuse for that one.
But I don't know, it's you don't want to be undermining referees either.
Yeah, like I'm sure they said it in his ears, like that's a definite red card. And he went, well, I didn't see it.
No, like it's like if he saw his yellow card and they were saying, "Oh, well, that's a definite red," it's very obvious.
Don't embarrass them.
Yeah, because you're a team. You're like your teammate. You're throwing him on the bus in. Oh yeah, you got that one wrong, mate. And also he's walking around and you're on the TV, so you'd be aware of like
yeah.
I mean, yellow's probably like it's just at the top of a yellow. It's like the worst yellow you could get. But yeah, I could see maybe a yellow in this situation.
Imagine if you're one of the VAR refs.
Yeah.
And you know your next game, you're regular ref and you're on the pitch. But that referee's in the VAR room.
Yeah.
You're going to think, maybe I'll let him slide on this one. He might let me slide next week.
I was going to say that as well, but have they changed that as well?
I don't know. Surely that's not how it works.
I think
that'd be mad.
That used to be that for sure. They had like same as like EBA, in a Champions League or like, it was interchangeable. Like, yeah, now you're in the VAR room, now you're on the pitch.
Which is crazy. Surely you have to train to be in the VAR room.
To watch TV, Will. Yeah. This is the thing. Anybody can do it. Just get the fucking software down, the interface down. That's all it is. You're a referee, for Christ's sake. You know the rules. You don't need training. But I think it was that. It was like, you're seeing yourself on the pitch.
Yeah.
Well, I could see how you can make that mistake.
Yeah.
I think they have changed that to where it's only VAR refs. Yeah, wasn't your man who...
The United guy.
The guy who... One of our clips. Play the clip, actually.
A free kick. He's going to disallow the goal. Yeah. He's going to disallow the goal.
Oh, he's talking about the schoolmaster, for goodness sake.
He's going over. Now he's going over.
Oh, this is shambles, Lee Mason. What have you done? No goal, look, no goal. Nobody's... No,
now he's going over.
Given no goal, and now he's going to look.
Back again.
He said no goal. No, but VAR has given no goal. And now he's going to go and look at the screen. I mean, this is a total, utter, shameful, disgraceful piece of nonsense.
Absolute nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
What have you done? Wasn't he retired from the pitch?
Yes.
And put into the VAR room. I think, I don't know. This thing, they've tried every variation with VAR. Okay, no referees in the pitch. Okay, no replays in the crowd. Okay, show the replays in the crowd. And it's just, it's not working because stuff like this happens and you're like, how is this working?
Here's a question. Why can't there be two refs on the pitch? Would that not solve everything?
Well, like a SmackDown ref and a Raw ref?
Well, like, if you had a ref kind of on either side, I assume they'd get in the way a lot is the problem. But then they'd see everything, surely.
Two whistles going off at the same time?
Yeah, it'd be chaos.
I think they talk about this in hurling because it was like the ball was moving so fast. Like, how can someone keep up with that? And then all these were like, well, two whistles, I mean, chaos.
Yeah, literally the first hurdle is like,
no, it's
two whistles.
I think
the game would never be gone.
What it was is goal and techno was such a roaring success and so obvious. Right up until the World Cup, we're like, why isn't goal and techno outside the goal as well? That's the only time I've seen goal and techno come into disrepute.
That's because there's no one in charge of that. It's a machine and it beeps when it beeps goal, beeps no goal.
And it's literally a line.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a line.
Yeah, and even then it's failed a few times.
Just that one time where the ball went over the line, well, or did or didn't, on the angle and the paper. We dealt with this before. That's what, in like 10 years.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've heard goal and techno was flawed. Other than that, it was just the line, the beep, it was in or it was out. Whole ball, no ball. I get it. Very easy to understand. This is like every aspect of the game.
Yeah.
And it's not a set piece game, really.
No, you would need tackle technology and then you would need offside technology and you would need like foul throw technology.
Yeah.
It would never end.
No, there's a lot of grey area in football. That's the problem. Even like they tried to do where if he got the ball, that will draw a line out. If he touches the ball at all, it's not a free.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at replays and go, I think he touched the ball. Then it's like, well, was he going for the ball or did he just touch the ball? Like look at his face. You can see the anger in his eyes.
Yeah. How slow is he?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's my takeaway is that like, it's the small stuff it's understandable to a point, but it's the big stuff that really lets you down.
But the fact there's no consequences to it as well.
Well, like we're all talking about Will. We're all real angry.
Yeah, but like, why doesn't the referee now was like, well, that should have been a card. You should be punished for that. This just never happens
because you go under pressure from bigger teams. Like if it was like a Liverpool player, and all these people online are saying it's wrong, it's wrong. The media will talk about it because they want to get Liverpool fans in. Yeah. There was like a Brighton or Burnley. They go, this is outrage. He goes, no one cares, Burnley.
Shut up.
And nothing will happen to them. Yeah. So if you're going to do like media pressure and then talk afterwards, then that's probably one of the reasons. But This thing, there's no. If there was an easy solution, they would have done it by now.
Yeah. The fact the game is this old and they haven't figured it out, it's never going to work.
No.
It's never going to figure it out.
So I think they're just going to get rid of VAR. It's like, sorry, like, it just doesn't work.
We made a mistake. That'll never happen. They're never going to be like, sorry.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any other examples in professional sport where they brought in technology and went, actually, this has made it worse. This has made it
in more
much
efficient.
worse.
I'm sure in the NBA they've brought in things, and then 2 weeks later it's like, not working. It's gone.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing here.
Well, I only found out recently, well, not that recently, but recently enough, that the shot clock is done by a guy actually with a stopwatch and a button.
That's insane.
Because it's
the only way.
Because someone is when they touch it or when it hits off the rim, say.
Yeah.
So you have to, like, there's not, the technology isn't there to see all that. So you have to actually just like do this shot clock by
That's
hand.
pressure.
Like, basically down to like tenths of a second. Like, there's time on the clock.
Yeah.
So like, if they were to try and bring in some computerized version of that, maybe it wouldn't work. You might go back the old way, but the old way of VAR is no VAR.
Yeah.
But we can still see on TV. So we see was a handball.
Yeah.
Like, how do you I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Especially when it'd be one thing if it was the only one this weekend or this week.
Yeah.
But there was 2 other ones really.
Yes, there was one in the United game.
Yes. Ericsson was scissor tackled down at the knee by Andy Carroll of all people.
I genuinely.
What was Andy Carroll doing tackling anyone?
Was Mandela effect or not? I'm sure Andy Carroll retired. I remember hearing that he retired. And he was happy with a lot of people were discussing it, being like, yeah, I know, listen, for what he had, what he did. That was all in my head.
Playing for Reading.
He's playing for Reading.
Unless he retired and came out of retirement.
And just no one cared
No.
to report on it. So they went, whatever you want to do, Andy,
Played centre defence if you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
Why else? I couldn't understand why he was back so far to be tackling Ericsson.
He wasn't at us, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He was not at us.
That's why he's scissor tackling people.
Yeah, he was.
They're 3-1 down. And fucking Casemiro's having the game of his life. Fuck this.
He was quite a slow scissor tackle. If you and again, the point being that we brings up is that he only got yellow for that.
Yeah.
And then eventually got sent off. So like, he was doing bad tackles all day.
He got away with that. He's like, I'm doing it again.
It was like, he's not that kind of player.
Yeah.
He's a nice lad. He's on that's his first tackle. They do, that's my first one ref after they scissor tackle. That's my first dangerous tackle the whole game. Like, it's yellow, man. At least it's yellow.
I remember the famous Roy Keane tackle on Haaland's dad. Did you ever hear the story of Beckham talking about when he knew it was a bad tackle? He saw the other United players running up to the ref going, it was only a yellow ref. And he's like, I've never heard anyone say that in my life.
Yeah. I mean, I will just say that it's pretty disrespectful to call him Haaland's dad.
I know, yeah.
I mean, you know his name.
I didn't want to get it wrong.
Alf Hingen Haaland. Now that's disrespectful because I do know his name. But anyways, Haaland's dad.
Yeah.
No, if VAR in his day, what do you think would have happened?
Roy Keane would have been sentenced to death.
He never played again.
Yeah, I know. He probably would have got yellow.
Yeah, I know. There was that one, and there was Nick Pope against Southampton. He had a bit of a Schumacher.
The keeper ones are always weird, though.
Yeah.
Because like they happen, because the keeper is literally like laser focused on the ball at all times.
Sometimes they are.
Yeah, well, maybe
sometimes they pretend they are, like Neuer in the World Cup. Yes. He concussed Higuain.
Yeah.
Like, the ball was there. Like, he didn't need, like, it was like at the edge of the box, and he went and he headed it and then hipped him right in the head.
You see them, though. They're common enough. The keeper just flying into someone's head.
But equally, he didn't even get free for that.
No.
It went out for a throw, I think. After a long pause, man down the ground. So, it's coming back. Violence is back, Will.
Yeah.
Violence back in our game.
Yeah. It's been a few months.
Yeah, it's interesting developments. Just as Arsenal are about to win the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kicking is back. Interesting. I don't think I'm surprised that Arsenal are desperately scrambling for reinforcements.
We need 3 more players at least.
But there's no injury crisis, not yet. Wait, you fucking see.
We've got a lot of young, slim players.
Andy Carroll's out on the loose. But yeah, there was FA Cup games obviously this weekend, no Premier League games. So Arsenal's grip, one handle is title, still there, hasn't slipped.
Firmly around the handle.
Probably around the base of it anyways. But there was, news related to the Premier League. Everton, I'm pretty sure that was the cup, are they?
Oh, they have to be. I would assume so.
That would make sense.
They've been really bad.
The way they've been playing, I don't know how they beat anybody.
Fair guess that they're not in the FA Cup.
So Sean Dyche, the new Everton manager, didn't have to worry about that this weekend.
Yeah.
He did have to worry about one day left in the transfer window to spend 45 million that they got for Anthony Gordon.
Yeah. Anthony Gordon, who just stopped showing up to training also.
Yeah, he down tools.
Which, I mean, players down in tools to go to Newcastle is what a world we're living in.
I know.
Like
2 years ago, he said, that's incredible.
Everton to Newcastle, he's like, I'm not coming anymore. I'm not going to work. What?
Back when Carlo Ancelotti
Yeah.
had Calvert-Lewin singing.
Just you had 2 more years. That's all you've got left.
And then you went, no, I'm leaving this club. I'm going to Newcastle. I want to play for Big Steve Bruce. No chance.
He was linked with Chelsea in the summer.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, we'll keep him. He's going to be the guy who holds us together. I saw a lot of Everton fans online delighted he's gone. They said, wait till Newcastle fans find out about Anthony Gordon. So apparently he hasn't put in too much effort.
Well, we played the clip of him being... he was literally chased out of Everton. Yeah. He was chased out and he never came back after that. Yeah. And now he's gone to Newcastle. So like, it's used a lot. Like, oh, Anthony Gordon was literally chased out of Liverpool. Yeah. And now he's gone to the northeast.
Yeah, as far away as
he's gone to the side of the country. So like... Yeah, I don't think there's any more Anthony Gordon jerseys to burn left. I'd say they're long burned.
Yeah.
But for Sean Dyche, the task at hand is to keep them up.
I think he's well able to do this.
Well,
he did it with worse Burnley teams.
I mean, were they in worse spirits?
But new manager fixes the spirits a lot of the time. Especially Dyche coming in, you'd be buzzing.
Well, Tarkowski would be happy enough, I'd say. He'll know what he wants to do. He's like, this is the point of the season. You're thinking, okay, he's going to try and make me the scapegoat. Here's this new manager. I know it.
Yeah.
The lads aren't fit enough, But you feel Sean Dyche probably won't do that if he has the former Burnley lads there, and to get them on side is very important too.
Yeah,
because I mean this isn't Dyche trying to get one more payday.
No,
I think this is his first job since Burnley, obviously. So he's trying to get back into it.
It's not an easy job, also. Like
no,
he's really putting his neck on the line. He could have waited another year and gotten a much easier job, I'd say.
Yeah, well, we did talk about this last week. That how long do you wait? I mean, who's going to take you? It's always going to be someone struggling. And in a perfect scenario for Dyche, he keeps everything up.
Yeah,
they have lots of money, and ideally, maybe I don't know about this if it's true. This hasn't been reported anywhere, but if he said, "Okay, I'll come in. Obviously, we have what we have. I'll try to keep him up, but I need guarantees about transfers in the summer." Hopefully, he said that.
Yeah,
and then he can.
Well, I saw today he wants 2 signings before deadline. I don't know if wants and is expecting are 2 different things, but
yeah.
So like he must have come in. Like surely that's something.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way 2 days in he's like, I've been fucked already.
They've lied to me.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure there was obviously it wasn't a lengthy negotiation. It's only been just last week that Lampard was sacked. So.
And apparently they sacked Lampard with no replacements lined up. Like there was no immediate plan. It was scramble for like Marco Bielsa turned him down. Who's next?
Do you know what Marco Bielsa wanted to do?
No, I saw the headline on like Joe.ie and stuff like, you will not believe what Marco Bielsa suggested. What did he want?
He wanted to be the under-21 manager for the end of the season. And I'll come in as senior manager next year.
What if they get relegated?
Presumably when they get relegated. Because he said, I'm not coming in now at the 11th hour to fucking do this. I'll be the under-21 manager and I'll coach the kids for 6 months and I'll get a feel of the club.
That is cheeky.
And then I'll come in and I'll bring you back to the promised land. And then
I'll come in when there's no pressure. Yeah, you're out of here. You're insane.
But like Bielsa is not Sean Dyche. He's like, I have a plan here.
Yeah, he gets teams. He got Leeds up.
He has a philosophy.
Yeah, and then when things went bad for Leeds, he made it worse because he was like, I'm sticking to what I know.
He sticks to it, whereas Dyche, he's going to have to keep them up.
Yeah.
Like I said, ideally he keeps them up and that's what people expect him to do.
Yeah.
And then if he gets the backing, there's a lot of money at Everton if he can get the backing, then he can maybe create his ideal Sean Dyche team. Because like with Burnley, a small club, not a big fan base, no money, and he kept them up for years. So maybe he could be the next, David Moyes at Everton and build a kind of a team that grows and
It's interesting that, have you seen Burnley in the Championship at the moment?
No.
They're like flying it. They're top of the Championship, and apparently they're playing like really attacking football under Vincent Kompany.
Yeah.
But it's mad that the influence a manager can have, because for years I was like, Burnley are like Stoke, like, and they always will be.
Yeah.
It's just one new manager, totally different, still doing really well. So it'd be interesting to see Everton become the Dyche team. I've never thought of Everton being a park the bus team, really. I've seen them being shit, all right, but
no. Well, this is when they got Allardyce in that time.
Yeah,
he was like, okay, good, steady the ship. Now push on, Sam.
And then you're out.
And then they didn't push on. It was like, well, we're not a park the bus team. No one actually wants to pay money to come see that.
Yes.
Especially if you're within the league as long as Everton have, like, it's not a novelty to be there at all.
Yeah.
So you don't want to see that at all, and that's how Big Sam kicked out. So if Dyche should come in, steady the ship, keep them up, he would get a lot of leeway the next year.
Yeah.
The year after that, I think people are like, okay, we need to see
What's
some
next, yeah.
Diego Wiz kids coming in really quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to see any more fucking Burnley ex-Burnley players.
Get
okay?
Tarkowski out of here.
Yeah.
I've seen enough.
Yeah, I don't rate Dwight McNeil.
Yeah,
Okay, I know.
did.
Look, 5 goals and 6 assists. It's good, but that's not. If you saw the goals, they weren't good goals. You know, it'd be these kind of like small things.
Yeah.
And people always go, "What a job they've done at Everton, by the way." You know, like patronisingly, Sean Dyche, by the way, great job at Everton, at a shit club, by the way.
Yeah.
And then that really winds fans up and go, this is absolute torture. We're like this charity case that Sean Dyche has blessed us with his defensive football.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good to have him back in the league. A great character.
I can't wait for the first interview, you know. But I don't think this is time for jokes.
No, I can't wait to see his manner.
No, it's going to be... The first few years, he was very serious.
Oh, yeah.
Because
it was when he was like, I'm getting fired soon. He loosened up a lot.
I'm sure it was when he went to the board and he said, I want this, and this, and went, we can't give you any of that. Sorry, Sean. He went, right, so there's no pressure. If you don't give me anything, I don't owe you anything. So he loosened up a lot.
Yeah.
And over COVID, was like, this whole thing is fucked.
Yeah.
The sport. It relies on the fans. There's no fans. So he completely let go. So I'd say we'll see a new Sean Dyche.
Yeah, super serious. That'd be good.
The only thing I wanted to see was him to come back like with a full head of hair.
Yeah, we're never going to get to see our dream of
like it's just a completely different person.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what happened? I just took a holiday.
I think he should still take our advice from last week and start wearing glasses. I think he'd get a lot more respect.
Yeah. If he said, I went away somewhere and I studied football,
yeah,
and I came back with glasses.
Yeah, people are like, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, honestly, people are like, well, look, he spent some time in
in Germany.
He spent some time in Hamburg, actually. Really, really good guys on there. Really good guys. You know? Yeah. Sean Dyche has an affected German accent. No, I'm joking. Well, let's see how then. Well, it is transfer season, January transfer window.
We had our first, I can't remember the last like Man City transfer, not scandal, but fallout.
Yeah.
It seems like things have really been running smoothly there since Pep came in.
Yeah.
But Cancelo is gone.
I got one question for you,
Yeah.
Cancelo. What have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Get you from shite, man. I don't want to hear about the last 3 years.
Yeah. I don't care if you're like the best player I've ever seen in fantasy football history. You're out of here. Probably 2 million people have you in their team at the moment.
Yeah, I do. I got to change them out. I also have Evan Ferguson, so that's also
that's a tough week.
A to-do list in fantasy this week.
He's gone to Bayern on loan.
Bayern on loan.
With a 70 million option to buy. So it's just like, fuck off out of here as quick as you can.
70 million is good, though.
Yeah.
Jesus, I mean, how much did they get Mane for? Like 30 million?
Something like that, yeah.
If you're going to get 70 million for fucking... And by the way, Will, you know what age he is?
No, actually.
Essentially finished. He's old man.
30.
28.
Oh, done.
A disgusting age.
Yeah. Who in their lives could do well at that age?
He probably has, 2-3 years where he dies? I mean, yeah, it's mad. The reports are that there's been a fallout. I think we all assumed there must have been something.
Yeah, it's a crazy. There was no rumors about that at all.
No. The only thing I will say is that Pep obviously had some amazing press conferences recently.
Yes.
We did not hold back and said, I don't know, I don't recognize my team.
I wonder who he was talking about.
I mean, if you saw them there after the Arsenal game, they're all hugging and laughing for Zinchenko. I'd say
that's right. Yeah.
Under like a Mourinho or a Ferguson or something like that, saying we're losing the league, by the way, to these fuckers.
Yes.
Like, I don't care if you know. Remember that one Roy Keane was like, I've spoke to my own brother less than Pog spoke to his brother tonight in the last year or something like that. You know, like that kind of mentality of like, these are the lads we're trying to beat in the league. But like, I think the City team have just won so much.
Yeah, it's like
at a canter a lot of the time. There was a couple of Liverpool seasons where they really pushed to pin their collar, but like, I think this is like one, like, you know, and that is the definition of like complacency.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, they'll win this one, but like, how many more?
Exactly. And as well, like those years where Liverpool pushed them right to the edge, they got like 100 points, 98 points, 97 points. They could easily still think, good luck, Arsenal. We have like another 40 points to come still.
Yeah.
This will turn around eventually.
So maybe this is Pep's way of saying it's not going to turn around.
Yes.
You'll get fucking kicked out.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how important you are, you're gone.
And Cancelo is like the epitome of that Pep style of like, he's right back, but not really.
Yeah, he plays anywhere.
Watch this. He's going to play midfield. You know, we're going to pack midfield. Like, he is the Pep guy.
Yeah.
And it was part of the reason they got rid of Zinchenko, because Zinchenko couldn't get in ahead of
That's
Cancelo.
insane, actually, yeah.
So, like, I think it may be, like, you know, let that be a lesson. Rest you nuts. You know?
I feel like he might have bitten off his nose to spite his face here. Is that the saying?
Yeah. Either that or, well, he's conceded.
Yeah.
You know, he started the rebuild.
Sure, how could I win the league? I got rid of Cancelo.
You can't be Arsenal. Just sell them all on. You know, it's off the old guys.
I mean, have City bought anyone this month?
No, I think they've made a profit for the first time in a while now.
It's
with
rare
the
that
transfers.
they normally buy like 2-3 amazing players every window.
Yeah.
And like, again, run like a well-oiled machine. So interesting to see them lose. Like, do they have a weakness at left back now?
They have Rico
Lewis.
Rico Lewis, but I think he's 18.
Yeah.
I think he plays left back, right back.
He plays wherever, kind of. He's another Pep guy.
Yeah. But yeah, I think like 2 years ago, if you said they're going to sell, you know, Zinchenko and Cancelo, you say, well, who do they buy?
Yeah.
You'd say, well, they must have got someone even better.
Yeah.
They must have got fucking Davis in or something, like, you know, like, I mean, just not John. Is it no Alphonso Davis?
Alphonso Davis.
He's left back, is he?
He's left back, yeah.
Yeah, you would have said someone else, obviously great and younger, has come in, and that's how they're gone. But like the fact that there's no obvious replacement there, I think it must be some kind of Pep galaxy brain. Like, I'm going to fucking shake them up now. And
He's
say,
one to do this. He's one to overcomplicate things sometimes. Or overthink things.
I'd say it's put Kyle Walker knows. I'd say it's put a lot of players on knows who like, because the thing about Cancelo is, right, he is really good going forward. Don't forget he was dropped in the World Cup for
he's been bad this season.
Guerrero
in
the World Cup. So he's been kind of having a bit of a dip in form.
Yeah.
Not usually what happens is that you get sold immediately after your first dip in form in 3 years. So that's why I think it must be some kind of thing where it's like, I have to light a fire on these lads.
Yeah.
You know, the easy thing would be just to buy someone in, but no, like, come on, we're champions, we're this, you know, this is my team.
Apparently it was after a training ground bust up because Cancelo couldn't believe he wasn't in the starting lineup against Arsenal.
Yeah.
So I could see Pep being like, nope, I'm not having that from anyone.
Yeah.
Like, not even a performance thing, even though that's probably added on top. Like, he's not even playing that well. He's fucking acting up.
Yeah.
But definitely good to squash that straight away. Like, anyone else annoyed about the starting 11?
Yeah.
He'll be at Bayern before he can fucking blink.
Because like, that's the thing. I mean, again, to reference Ferguson, obviously had a few ones. Like, I mean, there's the Yap Sam one everyone points to, like, got rid of him too early.
Van Nistelrooy. But then there's, you know, the Roy Keanes that, you know, people said, that's crazy to get rid of him now. But, you know, it nearly always worked out.
He got injured right after that. So, I mean, it is probably the way to do it. Like, the flip side is Klopp, where, you know, you still have Henderson there, you still have Fabinho, Milner. I mean, I think Milner is one of those ones, like, next window we got to get rid of Milner, and then Fabinho's injured again. But what Keita, he's still not.
He's not at it.
All right, give Milner 1 year deal then. Fucking hell. Because then they go to the board going, can we sign someone? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
We're selling the club, actually.
Yeah. It's just a phone ringing off the hook.
Yeah.
A skeleton at the there.
So I'd say Pep was probably looking at that saying, okay, we got to keep it fresh. If these lads are getting complacent, getting fucking mouthy at me for
I don't want to end up like Klopp.
Yeah, you don't want to end up like a team where we used to be good and now we have to all this dead wood. Yeah. You got to avoid the dead wood.
Dead wood is the killer.
It really is. Yeah. Nothing like a dead wood anchor, you know.
No, yeah.
But also I think the thing with Pep, right? That everyone always says, this obviously ties in with my theory that he's trying to get something out of the team.
Yeah.
And they haven't bought anybody, like you said. Everyone always says, oh, well, sure, like, yeah, you can't compare to Klopp because Klopp doesn't have endless money. You know, United have a lot of money, but not endless money. Like, in terms of wages they can pay Haaland, you know. I think Pep's like, well, I'm going to get this team to win again.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend 60 million on another
two left backs each. You know, I'm going to get this team I'm going to get more out of this to show people that like it's me. Yeah,
it's not just the money, although that does help. Yeah. But everyone has money. This time it's me. The other leagues, that might be the money, but that, he wants something that can. It's like Messi has to win a World Cup, even though all the other goals that he scored in the Champions Leagues and the unforgettable moments. Like, no.
Now it's confirmed he's good.
Yeah, I think if I was go full Galaxy and Pep, this is what I was thinking. This is my chance to prove that I can actually turn the team around
with a real challenge as well.
Yeah,
Arsenal.
But that could be all bullshit.
He might have just been like, "Fuck off."
he might be thinking right now, being like,
I shouldn't have done that."
Probably overreacted to that.
Forgot I got rid of Zinchenko. Never even thought of that.
Yeah, shite. Arsenal as well. We're trying to make some transfers, like we said. Caicedo, 70 million.
70 million for a player who, if you cast your mind back, we mentioned on the very first episode of this pod. Did you know that, Kyle?
I did not know
it might have even been the pilot episode that didn't go out.
Okay.
Because he was linked with Man United at the time.
Was he?
For £2 million. United turned him down. That's how it always is.
They got offered Tesla stock at $2 a share.
Yeah.
And look at them now.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I no recollection of him, to be honest. Because I remember saying that McAllister, when he scored the World Cup, was like, is that the first Brighton player to ever score a World Cup?
Yeah.
And someone pointed out to me that Caicedo always scored for Ecuador at the group stages. So I didn't even know he played for Brighton. And now he's going for 70 million.
Yeah. Not even going.
What a player, by the way. Probably one of my favourite players this year.
Turned them down a 70 million offer because they're being poached left and right already. And it's like, look, we have money. We don't need any more money. We have no players.
Yeah, and everyone's saying like, oh, Brighton, like they just keep on coming back. They sell the players, they come back.
It doesn't. They've been lucky.
Just like Southampton used to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at them now.
It'll eventually. You can only hit so many times.
No, because like you no one is like you man Mitoma, who you got for 5 million.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Like next time Brighton go fishing in those waters, it's like these are the guys who sign our good players.
Yeah,
we don't rate them very highly, but they actually have a lot of money because they're from the Premier League.
Yeah,
because if you come in and you go, I've never heard of Brighton.
Yeah,
you might have to do a quick Google search ever, but like you're not really aware of like that these lads know what they're doing. They're not coming in here blind. Oh, we give them 5 million. Like they know better than that now. So I think it goes, and then you start finding the diamonds in the rough. Like say if United came in for Mitoma. Yeah. Where did he come from, actually? I'm not really sure.
I think he's Japanese.
I know he's Japanese, but I don't know if he came from Japan.
I don't know.
They went to a little village in Japan and he was just...
Yeah, he was amateur.
He was a humble farmer.
Mitoma played for Kawasaki Frontale. It's a Japanese team.
So he came from Japan?
He came from a Tokyo club. So that is some serious scouting.
That's an unbelievable scouting.
He played 50 games for them.
How many goals did he score?
21 goals in 50 games. In the J1 league.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Even though all they do is...
He's 25. How did they find this man?
Apparently, he went to college and he did a thesis on dribbling.
That's cool.
So he was a bit of he wasn't really sure about the old football as a career choice. He went to college first and then he just learned so much about it. And this is actually I'm actually quite good at this.
Yeah.
And
he learned his own research.
He learned the way to do it, and he said, "I can get a lot better at dribbling by doing these things." And now he's 25. And
it's like a movie.
He's probably going to go to Real Madrid.
Oh, he'll be at Chelsea, any day.
But yeah, okay, you're fucking, Manchester United. You roll into
100 million
Kawasaki Frontale. Yeah. You're not leaving that place with 5 million less in your pockets. You're getting at least 40 million. Yeah. So I mean, for only so long, Brighton can go on these unbelievable shouts before people see them coming. I'm sure it happened to Southampton.
Yeah,
because like every decent player they got, from like Wanyama to Van Dijk, sold. Yeah. There's a time there where every Southampton player who scored against Liverpool was bought by Liverpool.
Yeah.
It was like as blatantly obvious as that.
Yeah.
So like, Brighton will come to the same face. It only goes on for so long and then it
and they know that. That's why they're saying, no, please God, no, stop offering money.
Yeah.
Also, it kills your team. Like Caicedo he put his transfer request up on his Instagram stories. Did you see that?
That wasn't very good.
And then they say no, so now you have to keep playing for us, mate.
Yeah.
The rest of the team know you did that.
And you become a bit desperate as well. Like, I mean, did you see when McAllister came back from the World Cup?
Yeah.
Apparently he'd been AWOL for like 3 years, or for 3 days. He was meant to come back 3 days previous, and like, he just hadn't rang in to work. And they're like, all right, Every, just play it cool.
No big deal.
We have a guy in London. He's hanging around Stamford Bridge. No one's seen him, right? So Every, just relax. And then when they came back, it was like prodigal son. Hey! Not like in my office straight away.
Yeah.
That is completely unprofessional. It's like you become like, we have to like protect these players. And they can sense that and they go, I'm too big for this place.
Yeah.
Arsenal want me.
Yeah. They're top of the league. They'll be top of the league forever.
So yeah, it's very tough for any other club in the Premier League and any other club in the world that's not in the Premier League.
Yes, it's much tougher for any other club that's not the top 6 clubs in Premier League. It's quite easy for them.
Yeah,
they just throw money at you until the player wants to leave.
Yeah,
Anthony United, they kept offering money. Alex kept saying no. He just stopped going to training.
Yeah,
like, well, I'm just not going to play for you anymore. And, well, now we have to sell you.
Yeah, now it makes no sense for us to keep you because it's just
like they should really do something about that. There should be some kind of law against that, some kind of contract,
some kind of like financial fair play, or I don't know. That's probably a silly name. We'll think of the name more, but yeah. No, it's
because it's getting worse. Like that's so common now. I saw 2 today.
Yeah. Well, like this thing, if we were saying this earlier, if you get offered to like quadruple or even more your wages, you already spend that money in your head.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, it's not going to happen actually. Like, the fuck it isn't.
Are they still interested?
I've already bought 3 Lamborghinis in my head. Yeah. I'm going.
Yeah, I'm interested in what they think about the transfer, not you.
Yeah. And then like, if I just be a dickhead here and throw a strop, first of all, no one will remember this.
Yeah.
I mean, the odds of me playing Ajax again, not very high.
Yeah.
Do you know? I mean, yeah, there's a chance in Champions League, but I mean, on balance, I might play them 3 more times ever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And as well, it's like, the big team's just going to keep coming for you. They're going to keep throwing money until they fix it.
Or maybe they won't. That's the real danger.
That is.
They want me now. I got to go now.
Yeah.
They may not want me next window. So I have to go now. I'm going to force this right now.
Because I was thinking of Enzo Fernandez, who's now signed with Chelsea.
Yeah.
For 10 million more than his release clause. See that?
Yeah.
His release clause is 120 million. They said, hey, take 130. What do we care? Money doesn't exist.
That to me seems like some kind of dodgy thing with
apparently
agent.
Because if you pay a release clause, you pay it all at once. Oh. But if you pay
more than that,
more or less, you can pay it in installments.
Yeah.
So they could pay 6 installments of 130 million rather than 120 million once.
Todd Bowley has some big ideas. That's why he gave Mudryk the 8-year contract so he can space it out and like cover himself.
That's why
which they immediately banned after he did that.
They said, "Oh no, can't do that." But we were saying earlier, the worst thing a club can have is dead wood. If you have fucking 10 players on 500 grand a week for the next 10 years. They're eventually going to become dead wood.
I feel like Todd Bowley is going to leave this pile of mess behind him. I'm done.
I'm bored.
Sell it, lost, and just get out. And
It's amazing to watch because it's at the point now where like they bought Enzo Fernandez, and normally like if Chelsea buy a player like that, or if anyone buys a player like that, you're like, fuck, he's going to be so good for them. I'm like, no, he's not. He's going to go in the mix in the pile of players who don't know each other.
Yeah.
And like, there's no plan there. There's no system. It's exactly what United were like. So. It doesn't matter who they sign.
They're glorified Nottingham Forest.
Yeah. Who, by the way, did you say they were like releasing players left and right?
I know.
We bought too many.
No fucking shit, Sherlock. Jesus. Everyone was saying it.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the clip as well after United were playing Forest the other day in the Carabao Cup, and Rashford was talking to Lingard after the game. And they're doing the covering their mouth talking thing, but Lingard forgot to cover his mouth at one point. And he said the words, "Oh, we're shit, mate," and shook his head.
That is very on point for Lingard's personality. Oh yeah, we're shit. Like
you play for them, change it.
Like not like put on like a solidarity. Like no, we can turn. No, man. The lads here are shit. It's like they're shit.
Yeah.
You're not fucking playing like Admiral here yourself. Okay, you're not like carrying this team. Yeah, I mean that's kind of it really. FA Cup games obviously this weekend. It looks like it's going to be United and Newcastle in the Carabao Cup.
Yes, should be.
I know it's still the same finals. I mean, maybe I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here, but that would be a big one. Will.
Yes, I would not be too confident. Not too confident, but that is a tough game because that's gigantic for Newcastle.
it's a real kind of coming of age
Yes.
for Newcastle. They haven't won a trophy since like 18 something apparently.
Yeah, and Newcastle have become the team that's really hard to beat in a game because they're like, the ball's not going to be in play for a full half. They're going to kick you off the pitch as well.
Absolutely.
In a final, that's exactly what you want to be doing.
Yeah, although you might say they might the big event might get them, and they might do the things right in the first bit.
They have a lot of experienced players. Like Trippier won the fucking La Liga.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of good players there.
That is why they're doing so well. The experience they have as well. But I mean, I think Rashford will score against them for one.
Yes,
you know.
probably.
Now Isaac was back for them. He looked very, very good.
Yeah.
See,
it's I suppose United's experience of like Casemiro. He's gonna be unbelievable.
Do you know, actually, someone called me on Casemiro saying that he was just like transfer of the season. People had some suggestions against that in terms of impact.
Yeah.
2 I agree with. 1, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Paulinho for Fulham has been unbelievable. And they're like 8th maybe or something.
Yeah, I think they're in 7th, even higher.
And then started like breaking, Fulham have been relegated. And like they bought him in and he's been unbelievable for them.
That's true.
Which I'm like, okay, yeah. And that's totally honest. I just don't watch that Fulham games.
Yeah.
If any this year, to be honest. So I mean, that's...
And like, I mean, bringing United from fucking 5th or 6th to 3rd in terms of the grand scheme of things, it's probably much smaller than what Packing is.
Like Rashford is back to his best. Casemiro's unbelievable. You know, like
just because he gets the ball and lays it off every now and then. Like this is exactly what United have been desperate for. He is the best signing we've ever had.
Yeah, like if Fulham had someone else playing like Rashford, you'd maybe say, well, maybe he'd have been a bit of it, but he's been very, very good.
Yeah.
Who's the other one? I think it was Estupiñán, who came in for Cucurella. He has been pretty good. I'm not sure about that now. I mean, like, you know,
there's a lot of things clicking at Brighton.
Mitoma has only come back on loan this year, so he's kind of like a new signing. He was signed last year.
Yeah.
They obviously bought him from Japan for $5 million. Well, I don't know if he's ready. Don't know if he's ready yet. Let's put him on loan. And then he came back. So he's kind of like, there's been a few different things. And the manager's been pretty good too, to be fair. I mean, he's probably might be up to the manager of the season even.
Yeah.
And the third one that I did kind of forget about, Haaland.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think I said Haaland.
25 goals and counting. I did count. Yeah, Casemiro, man. No question.
Yeah.
No one's ever as good as him ever.
I wish I could give this feeling. I wish I could give this feeling.
So last week, some of you might remember, I had a very tame take, I thought, about Anthony being a streets will never forget player. More a tongue-in-cheek thing than anything.
Because that's
not a real quantifiable thing.
No.
It's just like, it's kind of a type of player who has a certain type of haircut and he does step-overs, usually.
Like if I said, yeah, he's a pure streets will never forget player, and someone got in my face and said, the fuck he is. Yeah. What are you talking about? Well, are you serious right now? I will be, man,
you're crazy.
You need to get out more.
And speaking of which, here's 150 comments we got on that clip of me saying that. Now, I'll give you the highlights, obviously. You don't need to go through the 150, because a lot of them are people arguing with each other, which is insane that we put up something and people argue in the comments now.
Yeah.
It's nice. We've really made it.
Honestly, if nothing else happens with this, I could say that I had an effect on the world.
Yeah. The top comment with the most likes from Keen Whelan. He said, nah, Anthony has yous all on strings. 4 crying laughing emojis. 4. He is dying laughing. Maybe he's in pain. He were on strings so much.
Has on strings? What does that mean?
I think like he's in our head, rent free. You know, I'm thinking about Anthony every second of the day.
Is he pro or against Anthony?
This is the thing. Half of the comments were annoyed at me because I didn't think Anthony was good enough. And then the other half were annoyed at me because I thought he was good at all.
Yeah.
No, like, it's not very clear. I don't think people get what I was saying. They're like, he thinks he's amazing or he thinks he's shy. It's like, no, I think he's grand.
See, this thing, Will, this is why I don't have the clips. Is that they don't know you're a massive, uncontrolled United fan.
All the comments are like, oh, we're United fans. We're in United opposing fans' heads rent free. Like, you have no idea, pal.
That's what I mean. If they listen to the podcast, they'll think, oh, well, that's not probably just a fair, unbiased opinion because he's a big Man United fan, you know? But they don't get that.
We need to put that in a disclaimer in the corner.
They just need to listen to the whole thing, you know? I'm sorry, but the context matters. I don't sound like not all men, but context matters, right? So
there was a reply to, nah, Anthony has you all on strings.
Yeah.
A guy with just a leg emoji as his name. Said, yeah, I see him in my nightmares doing stepovers and passing it back to his fullback every night.
No, that sounds like a United fan, a troubled United fan.
This guy has never seen Anthony play. What is this waffle? Again, I've never seen Anthony play. He's like the only player I've watched this year.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
You're probably one of the few people I've ever heard backing him this year.
Yeah. Definitely at the start. I was like, 100 million's fine.
I would say I was the first person to call him out.
Yeah, he's a goal Lukaku still.
When I said, I know he scored goals at Arsenal, but what was Ramsdale doing? You know, he's got 1 foot and that's it. And then everyone's like, wow, this Anthony, what a player, you know.
This was a common comment. This popped up a few times. Did he just say Anthony is rapid? That had 65 likes, and then again, that pops up over and over. So in it, I just casually say, cool haircut, rapid, silky dribbling. And a lot of people were like, he's not fast. He's not fast at all. It's like, yeah, he is.
Bring up the stats, folks. Bring up the land speed stats. We got Nunes 1,
yeah.
As we know.
Like, rapid, maybe their thing is like, maybe that's just
he's not
Irish
Mbappe.
thing.
Obviously, he's not Mbappe. You know, we didn't say he was Mbappe. He's a quick guy. He's a small,
he's a
quick,
fast, he's
stocky
an athlete.
guy. Yeah,
he's an athlete.
That's his thing. He runs by on his left foot and he cuts back on his left. But like, it's not like he's slow. He's not fucking Giroud down there. You know, I mean, surely he's in the top percentile of speed.
I thought so, but apparently not. That was like the majority of the comments are people that couldn't believe that. This guy said, Twiggier Shark said, Anthony had 3 goals in 11 games. Last season, Grealish had 3 goals all season. Why didn't Grealish get all the abuse like Anthony is getting now?
He definitely did.
He got much worse. Also, what abuse? I said I like Anthony. I don't get it.
Maybe he's talking to the comments.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
But yeah, I hate those takes. People all the time go, oh, well, sure, you didn't hear this for him. Yeah,
Grealish won the league last year also.
And everyone's like, look at Grealish, he was a bench warmer all year. Like, that's all you ever heard, you know?
And so there's another pretty much exact same comment about Grealish.
What? And the same one about Grealish?
He's already scored the same amount in the Prem in 11 games as Grealish did all last season. That's the very next comment.
We've got City fans on strings. Yeah. They keep coming into our comment sections and saying City are good. Yeah. Like, we know. That's why we're annoyed.
Steve said, most forgettable player in the league. What does he even do? No, he's not. He's a character.
Yeah.
He is very one-footed and that's what he does. And it's very funny. And he's like kind of a loud, brash character as well.
And not to be, you know, that this kind of a guy where it's like, you know, the defense is like, oh, you don't care what you're commenting, mate. Yeah. It's like, literally, we have a very viral clip about him. Yeah. And you are commenting about someone you don't even remember.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
I'm sure there's a backup on the Southampton bench that you have no idea even exists.
Yeah.
Much more forgettable than Anthony.
There's someone you've seen play this year and don't remember. So I'm like, it's the fact that you're commenting about someone you don't remember, it doesn't make sense, man. You know, like, so like that, it's like, you can see the tears, you know?
Yeah. Been here 6 months and people can't stop talking about him. And yet Grealish is warming a bench for 2 years now. Grealish. Who said that about Grealish?
Poor Grealish getting fucking strays here.
3 comments in a row here saying, disrespectful to Quaresma. Nah, bro, Quaresma was class. The other one just says Quaresma, crying, laughing face. Maybe he agrees. Or maybe he's laughing at your take that he reminds you of him. Mostly because of his haircut, I would say.
Yeah, just the whole look, you know, the vibe is Quaresma. Yeah. I didn't say he was as good as Quaresma. I don't care. I don't care about this stuff, okay? Listen to the whole podcast, folks. You know we don't do any fucking research for this.
So I'll do the last few here. Okay. There's 130 more if you want to go look them up.
Jesus. What's the TikTok handle? Well, just people can go look at our other clips.
I fixed something up. Our handles on everything now is no_nonsense_pod. Same across the board. Whatever you look us up on, we'll be that.
Very good, Will.
Yeah, because before we were No Nonsense Podcast, all one word, and it looked like gibberish.
No ball knowledge podcast.
There was a few people who threw out a few Streets Will Never Forget players that are playing right now.
Oh,
they got
good,
the bit.
good.
They understood the bit.
Let's hear them.
Leroy Sané.
Yes, that's a very good shout.
Won a lot though with City,
but honestly, he underperformed.
Yeah.
You know, he's like unbelievable player. Unbelievable. Now he was rapid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think anybody can disagree that he was absolutely lightning fast, but not a Pep player. Whatever you want to say, it didn't work out a lot of places. But look, yeah, that's a great shout.
Yeah. Let me see here. Saint Maximin.
Yeah, oh yeah. 100%.
Idea, much more even than Anthony, I would say.
He's thinking to move away, you know.
Why now?
I know.
Idiot. Don't do that.
He's linked to move away.
This guy said Anthony is a Brazilian Yannick Bolasie.
Yannick Bolasie. Oh, that is a street star to forget.
Yeah.
Now, he was a big, bright, shining star. Burned out, you know. Don't know where he is now.
You two are legit just describing Memphis Depay.
I did say Leon, didn't I? That's who I was thinking of.
He hasn't gone to Juve yet, but it's coming. He's at Barca. That's his move.
But he didn't miss the World Cup.
No, that's
and
true.
he already is 30. So, I mean, his time for the streets never forget. I don't know. I don't think he is, you know. I don't think Memphis Depay did enough for me.
Yeah, no. He was never... Also, he was shite, like, mostly at United. It was never, like, doing cool stuff. He was just shite.
He was very good in Everton. Not good at United. Not good at Barcelona. Good at the Netherlands, but not... that moment in the big tournament. So I think the streets will not remember Memphis Depay. Put that on the board.
Yeah, well, speaking of the streets will never forget, Stan B commented, the streets will never forget how shit he is. And then another guy commented, in a few years, the streets will forget about this podcast.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is probably accurate. That's probably the best take in the whole section, to be honest.
And that is the comment corner.
Thanks very much for that, Will.
Also, Tiernan commented, not everyone needs a podcast, lads. The usual.
Not everyone needs a podcast. Not everyone needs a podcast, lads. Yeah. Who said that?
Tiernan.
Tiernan.
You're on the list.
Tiernan. Not everybody needs to change the name. Maybe some people do. When you think about that, Tiernan. Fucking idiot. I mean, you know, a cookie cutter comment like that. Come up with something more original, Tiernan. If you're going to, you know, have a go at an attempt at original take, and then you go fucking, I'm going to do the same comment I put in everybody's fucking podcast.
Yeah, you start a podcast. Some people do need one.
Fuck you, Tiernan.
Yeah, fuck you. Man.
Everyone else gets a pass. Tiernan, you can fuck off, man. Now everyone's a podcast.
Insult us more. A guy here said I sound like Louis Walsh. Do that.
What? Louis Walsh?
Yeah, he said, why is Louis Walsh talking about Anthony?
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before.
Do you think it's funny? Because it's not. I think it's pretty awful.
They're imposters.
So I think to ask me, you know, for my opinion, a little bit unfair.
But in between that, there was drinks.
Why are you talking rubbish?